Hey, welcome back, guys. This is 8-Man Breakdowns with Coach E. I'm Coach E. Let's get started with today's episode. Today, we're going to continue my Translating to 8-Man series with episode 5 of this series. And today, we'll be looking at Minnesota's offense. All right. Remember, I am no expert. I'm just sharing my personal ideas and experiences. So, today, we'll look at 5 or 6 cut-up plays from Minnesota's spread zone offense from the 2021 season, and I'm going to translate each one of those plays into 8-man. First, I'll walk through the 8-man play art and break down each play. Then we'll take a look at exactly how Minnesota ran each play on Huddle. All right, let's get into this here. So to give you a little background of Minnesota's offense, their offensive coordinator is Kirk Soroka, and he uses tight ends and H-backs a lot, with lots of zone and counter run plays mixed in with several play action passes off of each. So we'll get into each one of those and how it would fit into an 8-man offense. Like always, remember, if your personal terminology is different than what I'm calling these examples, don't worry, I'll translate it as best as I can. All right, so first we're going to start with wing left, split right, inside zone. All right, let's get into this play here. So first of all, the formation. We have a wing left, a split receiver right. That's where the formation name comes in. Obviously, call it whatever you want to call it. And then we have an inside zone run play. So we're running inside zone to the right. So Minnesota runs a basic inside zone play here out of this. But I know the way coaches teach each play varies. So let me walk you through this translation here. Each interior lineman and the Y and the F are all going to be zone blocking to the right here in this play. At the same time, the tailback is crossing the quarterback's face. He's aiming for that right butt cheek of the center. All right. This is where he's going to read the flow of the linebackers. He's going to have his eyes up and read the flow. All right. If they don't flow, his primary hole is right here, the right A gap. If it's open, he's going to hit it hard. All right. If they do flow to the right, both linebackers, there's when the cutback lane comes into play, and he's going to bend it back into the open area, which would then be this left side. So the left B and potentially A and B gap, I mean. All right. So there's the play. That's the breakdown, the full breakdown of the play. The only other thing I didn't get into here was the center is going to check with the nose and move up. And like always, you guys, I'm showing it against a 3-2 defense here because, like I've said several times on this series, it's the most primary defense we see in Kansas still. All right, so let's see how Minnesota runs this play. All right, so there you go. And of course, Minnesota has a really good running back, and he's coming back next year. He unfortunately got hurt in this game, actually, I believe. And so he was done for, I think, the season. So he's aiming there to that right A gap. All the line is zone stepping right. These linebackers start to flow immediately. So he sees the cutback lane and he takes it right away. All right. And I'll show you from the butt cam here on the next play. But there you go. That just gives you an idea. And it turns into a huge play. They ran this play on 4th down and 1, as you can see. So here, let me show you on the next play, the butt cam. All right. So this is a great angle. You can see his original aiming point is right here, that right A gap. All of the O line are going to be zone blocking to the right, and they have a wing, and then they actually have like an extra guard in here to help on this play. But anyways, let's check this play out again here from the butt cam. And there you go. Somebody from ESPN even put that on there during the game, or Fox, I mean, because the game's on Fox. All right, so let's see it one more time. So as you can see, watch the linebackers. Just watch the step of these two linebackers right here. Both are in the middle of the formation. Easy cutback lane. Makes one man miss, and he gets a huge gain. All right. So there you go. That's that first play, the inside zone run out of a wing left split formation. All right, let's move on to the second play. Okay, our next play is what I'm calling a spread wing left GF counter read. All right, let's get into this translation here. So spread wing left, back offset to the left as well, running a GF counter read to the right. And what I mean by GF is guard and F is pulling. All right, so Minnesota runs several GY or GT counter plays. But in this case, I have what I call the F as my kick out puller, which is the guy pulling here, the F, which is why I'm calling it a GF counter, because I'm GF. F is the kick out puller here. Each lineman on the right side, actually, now let's go to the right side here, is going to angle block down to the right. The center is going to double. I actually didn't draw the play art for him, but you get the idea. He's going to double up, and that right guard is going to move to the backside linebacker. All right. At the same time, the tailback is crossing the quarterback's face. He's aiming for that right butt cheek again of the right guard, or the left butt cheek, of the right guard. No, excuse me. All right, sorry, I did say that right. He's aiming for that right butt cheek, so like an outside zone run. This is where he's going to read it. He's going to read the butt of the F. If the F is going to get on that right side of the DN, then he can bounce it to the outside and basically make it an outside zone run. All right, but if not, he just kicks him out. He's going to cut it right through there, through the hole, the two hole in this case. All right. At the same time that all this is going on, the quarterback is going to read this backside DN. If he squeezes down, quarterback's now going to pull it and run. And I'm sure there are other ways you can run this, but this way I like the best because you get 4-on-4 on that play side by pulling the F and using him as a kick out block. All right. So let's get into the way Minnesota runs this play. Okay, so in this case, they run a counter back to this side. Now, the reason, like I said, I ran counter read in 8-man is because if you didn't read that guy, then he's coming free. So might as well read him. So in this case, they're pulling the guard, and then they're pulling the Y here, or the H back. And they even set it up with a counter on the same side, which is kind of cool. They do this a lot. And then Ibrahim is just a great running back, and he's going to be back next year. Let me see the replay from the butt cam here. Nope. Do I not have that? Loading. Come on. Okay, so here is a butt cam of the second GH counter, GY counter here. Okay, we'll show you this one. So they, like I said, they run it same side a lot. So he's offset right, and they're pulling this guy to lead, pulling the guard, and he's going to step in and counter step back this way. They run it like this a lot, and you can run it same side. I just drew it up from opposite side and following the F out of my wing formation. So there you go. There's a look there. I believe I have the butt cam here. Yep, here we go. So now here's that same play. There's the guard pulling. Everybody else is blocking down to the left. Guard pulls and hit kicks out. And then the H actually leads there for them onto the next guy. So there you go. And then 24, Ibrahim just cuts it up. He's a really solid runner. All right. So let's move on to the next play. The third play here is what I'm calling a spread left inside zone play action pass bench post. All right. So they're going to fake inside zone. They're running a shake flat bench concept on the left side. And they actually run this play a couple different times in the game. And each time they're setting it up like inside zone. And the reason they're doing that is to hold the one high safety to the same side away from the post. So they're trying to hold them over here on this. In this case, in this situation, they'd be trying to hold them onto this side. All right. That's the whole play action. Quarterback's eyes are on the safety right away. And then they come back and throw the post. And I'll show you what I mean by that here when I show you Minnesota running it. But in this situation, if the safety does stay on the left on the shake route, or if he even steps up a little bit to come up and help the bubble, or I mean, not the bubble, the flat, then either way, the middle of the field is open for that post. Right. So that would be the throw if he either stays here or if he steps down or over. All right. The only way this would not be the throw is if they're in a true cover 3 and he sinks to the middle. In that case, you would throw it to either one of these guys, depending on if it's zone cover 3, he'd probably drop, he'd probably throw the flat. All right. So let's see how Minnesota runs this play. Okay. So, all right, let me pause it real fast. So actually they got the little bubble post action going over here. You can't see the safety, but he's about 7 yards out of the picture here. All right. In the middle of the field. And you can see he's just has his eyes on that safety. All right. And then he holds him with that play action. Post comes open and makes a nice catch. And you can see the safety come into the picture at the very end there. There he is. But he catches it, gets down just inside. Actually, I think he might have dropped that one. Yep, he did drop down. So it's incomplete. So unfortunately, it wasn't fully executed. He didn't hold on to the ball. But Good play nonetheless. Let me show you one more how they run this. They ran this several times. So here now they run it out of a trip set over here, and they're looking for the post on the single side. So here you can see the one high safety. All right, and he's just faking the inside zone, reading that safety with his eyes on him to keep him in the middle. And check this out. All right, so he's got his eyes on the safety. You can see it. Then he comes back to this side, throws the post or the skinny post, whatever you want to call it. And this one, he does catch it for a nice gain. So there you go. Let's move on to the next play. We've got 2 plays left. All right, this next one, wing left, split right, jet, outside zone, play action pass, bench cross. All right, so it's a handful of a play again, but let's get into this here. So the jet motion here is coming across. They're faking an outside zone run to the left with a bench concept. So once again, a shake bubble over here, or shake flat over here, and then you got a Y cross to the right. All right, with the motion or with the outside zone, this is great counter to any outside zone run play. If you are a team that runs outside zone at all, this is a great play design to look at adding. The flat route will probably be the primary receiver with the play action because that's going to freeze these linebackers. With the motion, this overall puts a lot of pressure on the secondary in man or zone, because if it's cover 3 and the safety has to stay in the middle and he drops to take away the shake, that Y cross is going to be open. If it's man and the safety somehow has to come all the way down to cover the new slot guy before he gets out there, that is going to be extremely tough, and you better throw that flat. All right, so there's your couple options. Let's see how Minnesota runs this play. All right, there's the motion guy, little outside zone fade. There you go. They actually have an H back there that releases, but the guy that came across in the motion that released to the flat is wide open, and that's who they throw it to. All right, you can't actually see the cross guy. Here he is. He comes all the way across. You don't get to see him at the end. But this guy's running a deep like sail route. He's got the flat, and then they even released 42 out here too. So it's like a real true flood of like 4 guys in that same area. And it's so hard to cover because some of these guys are playing up so close, and it's just tough to cover either way. But the outside zone definitely does freeze this linebacker at least, and maybe even gets this guy to hesitate on his man looking in the backfield, even gets this guy to step up. So just that play action of an outside zone freezes him enough, get a guy wide open in the flat. He actually makes a man miss there. Nice play. All right, I think they run this one more time, so I'll show it to you out of one more look. Yes, so here's in one more look. All right, there's the same motion guy, another fake outside zone here. Now you can really see the Y cross or the cross guy here. All right, I think this guy runs like a deep out, and here's the flat guy. All right, let's see it. So this is just a 3-man route, and that's what I drew up. So yep, there's the shake, there's the flat there. He ends up throwing the shake guy, and he doesn't catch it. But you get the idea. Actually, he should have thrown it to this guy. There's no one near this guy on the cross. Not sure where he was going with this and why he didn't go there. Maybe one of these guys at the very end came into his line of sight. But anyways, nonetheless, it's a good play. They just didn't complete it. All right. So there you go. We'll move on to our final play of breaking down Minnesota and translating them into 8-man. Here's the final one. We have wing left, split right, inside zone, play action pass, slant, flat. All right. So this time they're faking that inside zone to the right and running a slant flat combo on the left. They ran this several different times as well, but just because they run so much inside zone, this is another great counter to it. So this is once again a great play design to look at if you run any inside zone or consistently run inside zone. So the play action once again freezes the linebackers. So that makes potential for both receivers to be open at any time. All right. So the QB is going to open left, sell in the play action. He's going to read this linebacker right here. Right. If the linebacker steps up at all, you're going to throw that slant right behind him. All right. If he drops at all, that's when you look to throw the flat. Pre-snap, you would just read this on the backside with the curl. If he's playing off even farther, or if he's playing this far off and he drops, we could throw that without even looking. All right. I mean, basically, no read, just throw it if he's playing that far off. All right. So let's look how Minnesota runs this. This will be our final play we look at. Okay. So there they have the wing. They set up the fake inside zone. This guy sets it up and bounces it out to the flat. This guy runs the slant. All right. A little cross scissors action. And you can see, as you can see, let me slow it down even more. Both these linebackers step up So this guy running the slant behind him is wide open, and that's where they throw it. So check it out. There you go. Easy, big play, like about a 21-yard gain officially. Nice little play action. Good pass over the middle. Big play. One more time. There you go. And so in this case, though, since it was man and this like slot corner here is up tight, and he actually stays with him the whole way. So it ended up being the perfect read to throw the slant because this guy's even playing off big time in man coverage. So, but it worked great. I mean, the linebackers were froze. They stepped up. Huge gain, like I said. So there you go. Just overall, I love all these plays because there's multiple options on every one. And you could also change it into an RPO or whatever, however you would like to fit it into your offense. Just look these over, check it out. If it's something that you could add, check it out. And if not, maybe you learned something, took something else away. All right, but that is actually going to wrap up today's episode of Translating to 8-Man. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to comment on the video. I'll get back to you. Remember, I'm no expert, just sharing my personal ideas and experiences. If you like this type of video, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe so you can stay tuned for future episodes. And like always, thanks for watching.